Okay, next example, we're going to see example 2. We're going to see an absolute value that's not alone. So 3x plus 9 minus 10. So this is the difference. So far, the absolute value has been alone. And that's going to equal -4. That's our problem. So at first glance, you might be thinking about our previous example saying like, oh, I see an absolute value that equals negative value. This is no solution. But that's not the case because the first thing we actually have to do is we need to add 10 to both sides to get the absolute value alone. So we have the absolute value of 3x plus 9, not breaking it apart yet, equals 6. So now this works. This is okay because it's equal to a positive value and the absolute value is alone. So 3x plus 9 equals 6. 3x plus 9 equals -6. Up here, just, write get absolute value alone and star it, highlight it, however you need to make that, very clear. Make sure that you're getting the absolute value alone before you determine whether or not we can solve it. So then we're solving. Subtract 9. 3x equals -3. So then I'm skipping some steps, but x equals -1. 3x equals -15, and x is -5. So another common mistake that gets made at this point is that you see negative solutions for x, and then we're like, oh, no solution. No, but that's not the case. It has to be in the absolute value step. If this number right here is negative, that's when it's no solution. But if x is negative, that's okay. If we plug in -1 for x, we get -3 right here plus 9, 6 inside the absolute value, which checks out. Plug in -5, we get -15 plus 9 gives us -6 inside the absolute value, which checks out. So these are our two solutions. Next example, we'll do one where we're multiplying. So there'll be a couple of things we have to move. So we'll do -2, 5x minus 1 inside the absolute value, -3 equals -11. So again, we need to get absolute value alone. Okay. So first thing that we do, you treat the absolute value like a variable. So we would add before we would divide. So we need to add 3 to both sides first. -8, divide by -2. Okay, so when we divide by that -2, it doesn't affect the absolute value at all because this is multiplied. And to undo that multiplication, we divide. So we also do not distribute this -2 inside the absolute value. Until we break the bars apart, nothing touches inside the absolute value. Nothing goes in and nothing comes out. So when we divide by -2, what we have is the absolute value of 5x minus 1 is equal to 4. Okay. So notice that this whole time, the absolute value portion has not, the inside the absolute value has not changed. So that stayed the same the whole time. And that's going to be the case every time. Okay. So now we can break it apart. First equation is 5x minus 1 equals 4. 5x minus 1 equals -4. And then solve for x. So add 1. And x equals 1. X equals -3/5. Those are our solutions.